morning so far. Today we are going to do a braciole. A braciole is a piece of beef that has been rolled with a stuffing inside. I actually started to pound it, to get it thinner, and then I realized, you know what, it wasn't going to be enough, so I had to cut it in half. If I had more time, I would have put this in the freezer and then cut it. It's easier to do it if it's a little bit, frozen. But anyway, so what you do is you cut it, with your knife, starting at this. It was the thick end. It was like really, really thick in the middle here, and you just, cut through it like that. And then you do it like an open book style. So this is what I've done. And then even after I did that, I still had to do. I'm looking for my here, and I still had to do a little more pounding with it. And I can see right here, even in the middle part. And when you're pounding, always use a piece of parchment paper. First of all, it helps not to splash all over the place, and if you use wax paper I always find seems to, rip, but, the parchment paper holds up. But anyway, so this is what we want to do. We want to have this thin. I see another part there that looks like it could use a little beating. Because like I say, we're going to roll this whole thing with the filling in it. And you can see mine was very uneven. I had it very, very thick in the middle and thin on the end. So, but it'll work. Sometimes you just have to make a little adjustments because you don't get the piece of beef like you would want it to be. But anyway, so what we're going to do is we're going to make a marinade for it right now. And first what we're going to do is get a 1/4 cup of oil in our bag here. I'm just going to put it in a bag for us. So here we got a 1/4 cup of oil, and we have some red wine vinegar, and we need a 1/4 cup of red wine vinegar. I hope I have a 1/4 cup in here. I know I'm running out of it, but nope, I do. And here we have a 1/4 cup of vinegar, red wine vinegar. It seems to, when you're using vinegar, the red wine vinegar seems to act better than any of the other vinegars. But anyway, and then here we have 2 tablespoons of parsley, fresh parsley. I just cut it up, smells good. In here we have our favorite garlic, put that in there. And then we need a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. So here in goes a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. Alrighty? Now, get this guy mixed up. And what we're going to do is we're going to stuff this whole piece of meat in here. And then what we want to do is we're going to put it in the refrigerator for about 5 hours. Excuse me. I haven't been talking today, so my throat's a little dry. I hope I can get him in here. And then what we want to do is, keep turning him periodically, so all the marinade gets on the meat. So I just have a nice plastic bag here. Take some of the air out of it. And get this all worked around our meat. Just like that. Simple. You could marinate this up to 24 hours. So, if you want to do that, you could. But anyway, so see, we have it spread all over. You can kind of tell where the oil is going and everything, and the vinegar, by looking at it. Then just put it in your bowl, and then into the refrigerator it will go for about 5 hours. So, in 5 hours, I will see you. Hi, we're back. I've taken the meat out of the refrigerator. It smells really good. And now we're going to make the stuffing for our meat. And what I did was I just kind of cut mine apart. I decided to take that extra piece off, and I'm going to make up an additional, small roll. And of course you can do that, and I'll probably have to do that if I decide to make this at Christmas time, because some of the ingredients I put in, it is not suitable, or we know that the children, won't eat it. So anyway, so let's start with our stuffing that we're going to put on. First of all, I have some shallots. I'm going to put in, I don't know, this was a rather large shallot. So I'm only going to put in half of it. Then I have one garlic that has been minced. I have some parsley, 2 tablespoons of parsley. I have 2/3 cup of Pecorino Romano cheese. Yummy, yummy for that cheese. And now I have I have 5 tablespoons is what I have of oil. Like I always do, I will put the amounts in the ingredients section. I will put it in the comments section of the video. And then I'm gonna put in a little salt and pepper for this. A little salt, a little pepper. And I'm going to put some pecans in it, and I'm going to put raisins in it. And the reason why I do that is, once again, you know, growing up in an Italian household, we had bracioles all the time. But what my mom did was she always cooked it when she was making the sauce. You know, we would cook our sauce all day long, and she would cook it in the in the sauce. So and she always would put in raisins, and she'd put in nuts, and she'd put in different things like that. So what we're going to do is we're first going to I think I'll first put the cheese on. All right, this is provolone cheese. So line up your meat, you know, with the cheese. I just ran out and picked this up this morning. Nothing like provolone. Actually, I bought too much. But I'm sure I can get the grandkids to eat it. So I'm putting in quite a few slices of cheese here. Here we go, like this. And try to leave some at the end so that it doesn't, you know, squirt out all over. You know, it is going to squirt out all over, you know. They aren't that easy sometimes to put together, but anyway, so first we're going to do that. Now I'm going to put this mixture in. I'm going to try and get this all over. Put a little dab in this one too. Put this in. Oh, you can't imagine how good this smells. The shallots, you know, the garlic, all the good things that are in here. Use it all up because it is going to slide out the sides. No matter how good you do it, you're still going to have some of it on the sides. So don't be afraid. You know, for me, cooking, because everything we learned, you know, growing up about cooking, everything is done by sight and, you know, feel and that kind of thing. I don't think my mother ever taught us actually, you know, like X amount of this, X amount of that. We just didn't do it that way. So anyway, so now we've got this all spread in here, looking good and smelling good. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some pecans in this, which I think always makes it really, really good. And keep in mind, you know, you don't have to do that. A traditional braciole always has prosciutto in it, you know, which is an Italian cheese. And but anyway, I personally don't care for prosciutto, so I'm not putting it in this one. But you know, you can put that in, or you can pick another Italian meat, or do a salami, I guess, if you want to. But the traditional is done with, I say, prosciutto and cheese. So let me put in some raisins. I don't know what it is about raisins that taste so good in this, but they do taste good. What you're going to do is have your oven heated to 350, and this should take about, you know, you do have to test it. You know, it should be somewhere between an hour and an hour and a half. Now you can cook it at 350 if you want. It takes a little bit longer. That would be more like an hour and a half. Or you can do 400, and I'm going to cook this at 400. There's so many different ways that you can do it. Really, you can't go wrong. Just Always experiment with your food. Trust me, it'll come out. So now we have to roll this guy. Now here's the part that, you know, gets a little messy. So let me roll up my sleeve a little more here. Oops, got parsley on myself already, and cheese. So first we're going to roll this, the larger one here, and try and get it as tight as you can. These are going to be nice big pieces, and you see what happens, you know, the cheese does slide as you're doing it. And you'll see some of the marinade here all, you know, all over. So now we're going to have to tie this up. Oops. It's going to have lots of string on this one. And then we'll roll up this one. Just put whatever you got back in. It's sliding on this. Gotta get it as tight as you can get it. What I like to do is I like to start with my first string in the middle. So on this one, we'll tie this up in the middle here. I don't do any fancy knots or anything like that. I wasn't a Boy Scout. I don't know how to do fishing knots. I just put a knot in. Try and get it as tight as you can. And then this is going to take a couple more. Put one down here. I know it looks like a mess, but believe me, it works. Okay, now with my hands, I'm going to just stuff some of this in here. Don't like to waste anything. There's our two Braciole. Like I say, you know, about an hour to an hour and a half. You know, have your you know, thermometer and check the temperature of your meat. I'm going to cook this hopefully to like around maybe a rare or a medium rare. So I'm going to put this in the oven at 400, and then I'll be back to show you what it looks like, and we'll give it a taste. So see you in an hour. Bye-bye. Hi, we are back, and the Braciole is out of the oven. I have put it in this dish here. As you know, I have a bigger one and I have a smaller one, and I'm going to be cutting up the smaller one. As I told you earlier too, Braciole is traditionally served with a spaghetti type sauce, with the tomato sauce. But what I would do, if I were going to be cutting this right now, I'm bringing this to somebody, that's why I'm not cutting it. But I would actually put the sauce all over the plate on the bottom, you know, and then I would cut my slices and lay those out. But for now, I'm going to cut this smaller one here, and I'm going to take a taste. You know, a lot of the stuff seeped out into the pan. You can see what it looks like. Nice color and everything. I hope you can see it. Well, oops, I forgot. And what I would do is put a little bit of sauce on the bottom of the plate like this. Give it a little bit of sauce like that, or you could put it on top, or you could just pass some sauce, you know, with the meat. So that's what I would do. It looks delicious. It's the right color. I hope you can see this. I'm going to give it a taste right now. I know it's got to be good. Anyway, I could smell when it was cooking. It just smelled so delicious. You know, I'm not a beef eater. This is probably my second time eating beef for the year. It really is good. It's delicious. You have to try it. It's easy to do. It makes a nice meal, something a little different than normal. And I think you'd enjoy it. I really, really do. So anyway, until I see you next time, I hope you had a great day. Like I said, slow down. I know it's the holiday time, but you know, take care of yourself. And again, like I say, until I see you next time, siate felici. Bye bye now.